The relentless barrage of missiles continues to shatter the fragile peace in Gaza, striking encampments overflowing with displaced Palestinians, even as negotiations on Israel's truce offer near completion. The horrifying reality on the ground stands in stark contrast to the diplomatic efforts underway. A chilling account emerges from Abu al-Ruz, a resident of al-Mawasi, a supposed safe haven now reduced to ashes. "This is supposed to be a safe area," he recounts, his voice laced with disbelief. "We fled the tent towards the sea and saw the tents burning." The image conjured, families scrambling for safety amidst a fiery inferno, is a stark reminder of the human cost of this protracted conflict. This latest attack, vehemently condemned by Islamist groups, follows a defiant statement from Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz. He doubled down on Israel's blockade of humanitarian aid to Gaza, linking the flow of vital supplies to the release of hostages taken during the October 7th attacks. This decision, made weeks before the ceasefire collapsed and the resumption of hostilities, has effectively choked the lifeline of an already besieged population. For over 2 months, since March 2nd, the flow of food, fuel, water, and critically needed medicine has been systematically cut off, plunging the civilian population into a desperate struggle for survival. The consequences are catastrophic. Médecins Sans Frontières, MSF, the renowned medical charity, issued a stark warning on Wednesday, painting a grim picture of Gaza rapidly transforming into a mass grave for Palestinians. Their words carry the weight of experience, echoing the desperate pleas of medical professionals struggling to cope with a crisis of unimaginable proportions. The sheer scale of suffering is overwhelming, with hospitals struggling to handle the influx of wounded, and the lack of essential medical supplies exacerbating an already dire situation. The already fragile healthcare system, weakened by years of conflict and blockade, is now teetering on the brink of complete collapse. The ongoing bombardment prevents even the most basic medical care from reaching those in need, creating a humanitarian nightmare of epic proportions. The scenes unfolding in Gaza are not merely a clash of military forces, they are a brutal assault on human dignity. Families, forced from their homes, now huddle in makeshift camps, constantly living under the shadow of death. Children, who should be playing and learning, are instead witnesses to unspeakable horrors, their futures clouded by the relentless violence. The international community's response, despite the urgency, feels slow, fragmented, and inadequate. The world watches, seemingly paralyzed, as a humanitarian catastrophe unfolds, leaving countless Palestinians trapped in a brutal cycle of violence and despair. The stark reality is that more than just a ceasefire is needed. A fundamental shift in the approach to this conflict, one that prioritizes the protection of civilian lives and the provision of vital aid, is absolutely crucial. The ongoing blockade and the continued attacks defy even the basic tenets of international humanitarian law, raising serious questions about accountability and justice. The world must demand an immediate end to the violence and the lifting of the blockade before Gaza is irrevocably lost. The ticking clock and the relentless missile strikes demand urgent action. The lives of countless innocent civilians hang in the balance.